Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Zane and today we'll be having a look at Polestar. Today we'll be discussing why Polestar is ultimately ahead of the competition in its chief goal, in its main goal, the main target of the brand and the company. Now before we continue, allow me to declare that this video is not financial advice. It's strictly for educational purposes and entertainment purposes. Due to the fact that we might be talking about Polestar shares, the GGPI SPAC Merger. Now ultimately, when Volvo and Geely announced that Polestar would evolve from a competitive motorsport specialist into an official brand of its own, focused exclusively on electrification, it was met with mixed responses. Some were disappointed at the end of Volvo's AMG, while others were fascinated by the possibilities. I, for which, was fascinated by the possibilities because I, for one, understood completely what they were doing. Essentially, they wanted a company of their own that is fully electric, not a company that's transitioning from a petrol or engine company to an electric company. Nope, a company that is fully electric, fully focused on electrification and EV cars and battery development. That's what they wanted. This will help propel them into what's known as the 10-year plan, the 5 years plan, the future of electric cars. Now first, we were met by the Polestar 1, and that was a wonderful hybrid vehicle. It was part electric and it also had an engine. Now ultimately, this car was a concept from Volvo originally, but it was later adopted by Polestar, who is partly owned by Volvo. But this is where it got interesting. It was then followed up by something more practical in the form of the all-electric Polestar 2. This is the most popular Polestar by far, and it's probably going to stay that way for a very long time until the Polestar 3 SUV is in full force and in full delivery around the globe in Polestar spaces. Now over the next 3 to 5 years, Polestar intends to grow its family of vehicles from the Polestar 3 SUV, a Polestar 4, I believe that's also an SUV, and the Polestar 5, which is a luxury sedan, something that can seriously compete against the Porsche Taycan. The Polestar 5 is specifically targeted to a higher brand status. It will be a more expensive vehicle, but also the luxury, the mileage, the range, everything will be at a higher standard. So by producing EV takes a heavy toll on the planet too. Now the thing is that producing EV, it can take a heavy toll on the planet as well. Polestar has realized this and now has detailed how it plans to achieve carbon neutrality in the years to come. And ultimately, this is one of the main things that identically sets Polestar apart from most other EV manufacturers. Unlike EV manufacturers such as Lucid, Faraday Future, or even Rivian, Polestar is owned and supported by two extremely successful manufacturers of vehicles, and those are Geely and Volvo. Companies like Rivian are not supported by other car manufacturers. What they're essentially doing is building cars without any experience. What Polestar is doing is building cars with plenty of experience because they were a part of Volvo. They were a strong part of Volvo, almost like a department of Volvo. Polestar was Volvo's version of Mercedes AMG. The AMG brand, that was Polestar for Volvo. So they have a wide understanding of how to build good cars. And granted, when they parted ways, when Polestar became its own company, granted, Polestar got a lot of attributes such as employees, great know-how on how to build some of the safest cars in the world, as Volvo has done for years now. Now in just 5 years as a standalone EV producer, Polestar has provided us with a clear idea of what it hopes to accomplish in the global market, in the global electromobile market by 2030. It is set to show its full commitment in the industry by achieving a carbon neutral production status thanks to its depth research and development that is being invested in today. At the same time, it will orchestrate a diverse catalog of body style, variant customers, as hinted with the exciting Polestar 02 concept. Now the Polestar 02 concept was phenomenal. And while a lot of people seem to be quite upset that the vehicle might never get built, I try to assure as many people as possible, especially on Twitter, that this vehicle will be built. It isn't confirmed by Polestar. It isn't at all, because Polestar is simply focused right now on the Polestar 2, the Polestar 3, the Polestar 4, the Polestar 5. Lots of vehicles, one for each year for the next 3 years. So Polestar naturally doesn't want to delegate too much unnecessary time to a concept car, the O2. And they don't want to invest too much money into the development of the O2 if there isn't enough interest. The reason why they released this car is to show what they're capable of doing, to show that they are capable of appealing to the supercar novice. They're able to compete with the likes of Tesla. Tesla will be building their Tesla Roadster, a new Tesla Roadster, quite soon. With the Tesla's new plant in Texas, that plant will help to produce the Cybertruck, and then they will start producing the Tesla Roadster. And because the Tesla Roadster will sell significantly less numbers, they can produce those cars at less of a cost and of less of numbers, and taking less resource from Tesla. So while Tesla has 6 factories around the world as we speak, Polestar is mostly using Volvo's and Geely factories around China and in the United States. They're using their parent company factories. They don't have their own factories at the moment, as far as I know. I could be wrong. I do apologize if I am wrong. But I'm confident Polestar will build the O2 concept, or at least they will build their vehicle extremely similar to the Polestar O2 concept. The reason I believe this is because almost every single one of Polestar vehicles so far were an original concept by Volvo or by Polestar. Take this into consideration. The Polestar 5 that's being built right now is based on the Polestar Precept. Now I'll assure you, these cars are almost identical. And when Polestar came out with the original preset for the Polestar 5, they did not declare that they had any interest in building this vehicle at the time. They didn't declare it. We don't even know if they had any interest in building this vehicle at the time. Eventually, not too long after the preset was released, they decided that this is a vehicle that's worth building. This is a vehicle that's worth their time. This is a vehicle that could compete against the likes of Porsche, Tesla. And Volvo has stated with their strong belief that they intend on fighting Porsche specifically. They intend on targeting the Porsche market. Now, how can they do this with the Polestar 5 alone? They can't. They need the Polestar O2 as well. And the Polestar O2 is a sports car. It's a supercar. It's there to appeal to people who would buy a Porsche, people who would buy a Porsche 2-door or a Tesla Roadster 2-door. And ultimately, this is what helps to put Polestar ahead of the competition. They have the support of 2 major companies. They're going to sell 69,000 vehicles this year, more than Rivian. They're competing in the American market, in the European market. They're competing in a wide range of markets. I believe over 25 different markets, over 25 different spaces they have around the world right now. This puts them ahead of Lucid. It puts them ahead of Faraday Future. It puts them ahead of quite a few electric car makers. And the Polestar 2 hasn't been around for a very long time. I think 2-3 years maybe. Now the Ed Anker of Polestar has outlined Desire's target for company with person, saying its division has to prepare for the really real deep research regarding the required material, components, and processes he added. If we make a breakthrough this year or next year, we can implement them in a model or change in a new car launching in 2024, 2025, or 2026. And this is all in the processes to help Polestar achieve carbon neutrality by 2030. Now, Polestar is also ensuring that all polluting gaps are covered on a supply front. It's already confirmed that Swedish metal company SSAB is developing a crucial fossil-free steel compound, while Norwegian-based Hydro will provide a hand in developing a zero-carbon aluminum. So the direction of Polestar mindset is correct. What they want to achieve with their company short-term and long-term, it's in the best of our interests. So I do hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching until the end. Subscribe to see more, leave a like, leave a comment, and of course, I will see you in my next video.